I thought it might be fun and interesting for some of you to throw a few ideas down about, well, what I've called in the title of this video, the magic of the half bar. The half bar I'm talking about is the bar that covers the top 4 strings at any fret on the fretboard. Okay, here I'm at the 2nd fret, but the key to it is only to play the strings that are appropriate, and I'm going to talk about that more in a minute. The key to getting value out of this video is that you must already understand how the musical alphabet works. In other words, understand that what I'm playing here, recognize the normal A shape that we would play here, and recognize that this half bar, as long as I'm not playing the first string, I'm covering the same notes that I would play in an A chord. Apologies to those of you who already know this stuff. And you have to understand to get value from this lesson that this is going to move up, this shape can move up according to the musical alphabet. In other words, as long as I'm only playing the 3 notes that would comprise an A chord here at the 2nd fret, I can move that shape up playing the same 3 strings and get A sharp, 1 fret higher, or B flat, B at the 4th fret, I'll go up the whole neck, but with apologies to those of you who know this already, but quickly, C is at the 5th fret, C sharp or D flat at the 6th, D at the 7th, D sharp or E flat at the 8th, E at the 9th, F at the 10th, F sharp or G flat at the 11th, G at the 12th, and G sharp or A flat at the 13th. And of course those last 2 also exist. G would be the open strings 4, 3 and 2, and G sharp or A flat would be the 1st fret. Okay, that's how the musical alphabet works. I'm sure most of you are familiar with that. Now what that means is that we can create a major chord at any fret on the fretboard. We will get a certain major chord, and we can use this shape to create any major chord that we want. For example, let's use as an example the Stones' Jumping Jack Flash, and I'm not particularly making any claims that this is exactly how the Stones are playing this track or anything, but this is a good example of how this bar can be enormously helpful to you when a song has a lot of major chords in it. So for example, the beginning of Jumping Jack Flash vamps between A and G. Let's think of a groove that we might play for it. Notice how my right hand is being very careful to pick down from the 4th string. It's getting the 3rd, it might get a bit of the 2nd too. I don't want to get the 5th or 6th, and I don't want to get the 1st. I was born in a crossfire hurricane. So I'm getting A and G just by putting the bar down, taking it off to get the open strings for G. And I'm drowned at my mall in the driving rain. But and for all right now, it happens that the Stones are playing in all major chords here. So we got a C chord, we can get that at the 5th fret, to G, which we get on the open strings, right, D, which we get at the 7th fret, now, in fact it's and A, which we get at the 2nd fret, guess, C again, but it's all, G, right, D, Jumping Jack Flash, it's and A, gas, gas, gas. Let's put that back together. I was born in a crossfire hurricane, and I frowned at my mom in the driving rain, but it's all right now. In fact, it's a gas, yeah, it's all right. Jumping Jack Flash, it's a gas, gas, gas. Alright, you get the idea. We're playing that whole song just out of this 1 half bar shape. As long as we're covering only strings 4, 3 and 2, we're getting any major chord that we want. Now, there is another use for this half bar. If we want any minor chord, we can use the same shape. If we play all 4 strings, 4, 3, 2 and 1, we're actually getting a minor 7 chord. And minor 7s are interchangeable enough with minor chords that you can effectively, most of the time, substitute any minor chord for any minor, substitute a minor 7 chord for a minor, and what you'll get is a sound that's just a touch more jazzy, you know? So, in the same way, if we play all 4 strings, we're getting a minor 7 chord, but it's a different one. In other words, A minor 7 doesn't exist at the 2nd fret. This chord, in fact, would be F sharp minor 7. Let's go from the open strings. The top 4 strings open would give you E minor 7, F minor 7, F sharp minor 7, F sharp being equal to G flat. I'm not going to go into that in the future. I hope you understand that. Where were we? F sharp minor 7, G minor 7, G sharp minor 7, A minor 7. Very useful. So many songs use A minor. Here's a half bar shape that will give you A minor. Additionally, with this chord shape, because the 5th string note is A, you can include that 5th string, but only when you're playing here at the 5th fret. A minor 7. A sharp or B flat minor 7. B minor 7 at the 7th fret. C minor 7. C sharp minor 7. D minor 7. D sharp minor 7. And we're back to E minor 7. Okay, so every minor chord that you want is there with that half bar, as long as you don't mind substituting a minor 7 for a minor. For example, The Doors, Light My Fire, starts off by vamping between A minor and F sharp minor. You're hearing Light My Fire out of those 2 chords, the magic half bar. A minor 7, F sharp minor 7. The time to hesitate is through. Time to wallow in the mire. Trying we could only lose. And our love become a funeral pyre. Halfway through that song, it goes to a solo that vamps between A minor and B minor at double speed. See how I'm doing exactly the same thing. I'm getting A minor with the half bar at the 5th fret, B minor with the half bar at the 7th fret. So I think the final point to make about this is that, of course, you can mix and match this stuff too. So take the intro, or take a song like Oye Como Va, which goes from A minor to D. We can get A minor with the half bar here at the 5th fret, and we can get D major at the 7th fret, provided we don't play the 1st string. So you can get Oye Como Va by moving between these 2 positions. You see that? I'm just being careful not to play the 1st string when I get to the D position. Oye como va, mi ritmo, you know. So we can mix and match the major and minor chords. That exact same pair of chords, adding in the G chord on the open strings, will give us the first part of Somebody to Love. When the truth is found deep to be. You can just give a quick flick on the G on the open strings if you want to, or you can just vamp between those 2. When the truth is found to be. Alright guys, you get the idea. Probably you've seen a lot of times guitarists just appearing to be shifting what looks like a very simple shape around the neck. And maybe you've wondered, well, what exactly are they doing? Why do these chords not look like the G and the C chords that I'm used to playing? Well, hopefully the last 10 or 15 minutes have given you a little bit of insight into some of that stuff. See you soon.